friends, it is September the 9th, 2016, and we are still in the midst of Ganesha's days. Lord Ganesha is the remover of obstacles in the Hindu faith, the elephant god. Wonderful, wonderful story. If you don't know anything about Ganesh, you need to go look it up because he's amazing. So this particular video, I wanted to show you some of what I've done in my new book of shadows. Well, my new, it's probably about 24 I've had in my life so far, but since the fire, this is the second one, and I filled the one before that, but since the fire, I've lost them all. So I've been working on this more as, wow, all books of shadows are labors of love, but this one is more about what I really want in there because, you know, the usual stuff, a lot of the Wiccan things, I just don't need them in the book anymore, partly because I don't use Wiccan wording most of the time, and partly because it gets to the point in your life where you know something so well, you just don't need to have it in your book. And I won't be having any grandchildren, so once I'm gone, if my daughters choose to keep this, that's fine, but that's about as far as it goes. So it's just a labor of love, a bit of an art project, of course with all the magic involved, but I'll show you what I've done so far. I'm not anywhere near close to finishing it, but it's, as I said, a plain, this is very weird. I've never done this kind of filming before, so I'm trying my best. A plain but large spiral binder with a hard cover, hard black faux leather cover. And I got it at the dollar store. It has white paper in it, pure white paper. And I've done the staining myself. And the first page, I didn't want to call it the Book of Shadows this time. I wanted something more in touch with where I'm at. So I called it the Book of the Crone. I'm older, I'm almost 60, and see, these pages are really decorated and stuff, and I don't know how to film that so that you can see it well. This camera is so bad. I covered the inside covers, both the front and the back, with some vintage papers I had and some vintage pictures of plants and so on. So both the covers are done in that. And I began filling it. This is a poem called The Promise of Tomorrow from my first book of witches, or my first pagan book of witches. This is a poetry I wrote about the hedge witch, what I am and what so many others are. A page that I began waiting for something very special because I love this side piece. The Witch's Creed. Valiente really gave us something astounding with the Witch's Creed. I love it. This page is about totems, animal totems. The crow and the owl are two of mine. And so I did a page about them. This is so difficult. I'm sorry, folks. I'll really need to. Once the book is done, I'll do a full flip through with some other camera or something and learn how to do it properly. This is a page on the moon, Luna. It's got the phases and what the days represent and so on. This is the Call of Nine. And this is my beginning of my herbal section. This is art that I did. This is a piece that I did about a year ago. The background is a magazine picture, but this is a piece of art that I did. I love her. I think she's amazing. And each of the herb pages has two pictures, two different herbs, and I made a number of little envelopes. They're little, just folded. There's nothing. The only place the tape is to hold them onto the page. Otherwise, They're simply folded with a little sample of the herb inside, and it makes my book smell lovely. It adds the magic of that herb, and it leaves a little tea-stained envelope on the page that it's representative of. The envelopes are wonderful. They work so well. And these pages are each 2 herbs, a drawing of them, what planet they are involved with, what their power is, and so on. And this section is nowhere near done. This is something that will never be done. I will just keep adding to the herb section of the book. Another envelope, another pocket. I don't know if you can see the pocket really clearly. This is a terrible video, folks. I'm truly sorry. I need to get caught up with technology or some other kind of camera or something. These are all just... And this last one I'm working on, this is jasmine. This is on oils. This section is on oils. And these are the element pages. This is earth and air and fire and water, all with all the different things about the elements. Lots of information there. You can find it all online. And then I leave some pages in between. I didn't want to decide where things go. Here's the days of the week listed and their power and so on. And an old love spell, an old gypsy love spell that I got from my grandmother. My grandmother, the gypsy. And some Samhain abundance, Samhain as most of us call it. Samhain seems to be the popular media way to pronounce it, but the original pronunciation is Samhain. Now, the reason I only put this picture down with one piece of tape is because, or one piece of two-sided tape is because I want this space for my Samhain blessings, my gratitudes for that season. And it's coming up, and then I will finish, or I'll lay a corner of that down so it stays closed, because that's a very personal thing, our gratitudes and so on, very personal. So I tend to put it under pictures and things like that. Sometimes cross-writing, writing one direction and the other, things like that. But there are things in a witch's book that simply need to be his or her own, you know. I've still got lots of lovely blank pages left. There's frogs and toads page, because I happen to love both frogs and toads. And some of my own drawings. And well, everything in here is drawn by me. All the herbs and everything. Lots and lots of awesome tea-stained pages. A binding spell, which I won't leave open because those are not spells I'm willing to share at this point. They've been mine for eons. And to banish a problem, everyone should write a spell for themselves about banishing problems. Very much like Ganesha and the remover of obstacles. This is a spell to call the Muse. All the spells in here I've written, and over time some of them have made it into my published works and some of them not. Another space for me to put private thoughts. The sleep spell for general sleeplessness. A broom cleanse. To summon a spirit is one of my favorite spells. What else is in here? I think that's about it for now. I've left lots of lovely space in it for myself. Another place to do some, or this is the pocket I put in. This is a painting I did or a drawing I did, and I'm using it as a pocket area. And then the back, of course, has the book blessing on it and the finished back cover. I hope this has given you a glimpse of my Book of Shadows, what I'm currently working on, Book of the Crone. Every book is different. Everyone should be from the heart and from your magical center. Make it as much an art journal as you want to, or a diary journal. This book is not necessarily for other eyes until you die. So whatever is in it should be pertinent to you as a pagan, as a witch, now, today in your life, without waiting. Anybody that would like to share, how they do their book or how they feel about their book, I swear I've had every kind of book, every kind of diary, and this is my current love. I love them each in their time. It was heartbreaking to lose them all in the house fire, but in a way, it was a lesson too in don't get attached to material stuff. It doesn't take a book of shadows to be a witch, to be a pagan, to be a magical worker. You don't need any books or tools at all to do the work that you do in your life. None of it, all of it is simply ways to direct, ways to help, to focus, and so on. But none of it is absolutely necessary. There was a time when witches and pagans couldn't write anything down for fear of persecution. That's why brooms hid the wands, the handles of brooms, and books. They just didn't write stuff down for so long because it was dangerous. But each book should connect to you in some way in your own path at that time, and enjoy it, use it, make it what you want. It doesn't have to be beautiful or neat or anything else. It just has to be yours. All terrific blessings for the weekend, folks. I wish you the very best.